Hi there, Heat Seekers, it's Stephen here, and I'm going to give you my hot take this week, which is on AEW. They've got a Revolution this Sunday, which is the first pay-per-view of the year. Looks like a really good card, and I think a lot of good stuff is going to come out from it. I want to discuss the overall state of AEW and where it's heading, because I actually like the position that they're in. At the start of the year, like many others, I was really fearful of where AEW was at and where it was heading. There was a lot of problems. There was noticeable crowd reductions, and you can see that every week in Dynamite and Collision. TV ratings I took a hit as well. There was even rumours that Warner Bros. Discovery might not be renewing their TV deal. You also throw in that Punk had left, well, he was fired, but he showed up in WWE, and there was also scandal taking place involving Chris Jericho and the allegations that had been levelled against him. And to make matters worse, both MJF and Kenny Omega were dealt severe injury blows that were going to keep them out for a long time. And you could argue they are their two biggest stars. But largely they've weathered the storm, and I think they've got themselves back on track, and they've got themselves in a good place again. And I'll explain why. I think Samoa Joe, first and foremost, has got to be given a lot of credit. He picked up the world title from MJF at the end of the year there at World's End, and I think if you get fresh eyes on AEW, he's the kind of guy you'd make a world champion. He's got the look, he's got the charisma. He's a born main eventer. He gets eyes glowing, and he gets tongues wagging, and he's done a great job as champion so far. And you also throw in, of course, Swerve Strickland, who all signs are pointing to is likely to become world champion this Sunday. He is their kind of hot new star. He's getting the biggest crowd reactions. He's just a great talent, and he's someone who's got a lot of crossover appeal with his whole hip hop background that he's got. So if they do put the belt on him, I'm really excited about where he can take them. You could also throw in Hangman Page in the feud that him and Swerve have continued to have. That's proven to be great TV as well. I've also noticed as well that they've really done a good job of getting some of their mid-card talents up a level. Daniel Garcia is proof of that. Since the Continental Classic, they've really done well to get him more out there and look like more of a star. I think there is still plenty of work with them, but he's proven to be a great in-ring talent, a really capable hand, and he's got his just rewards by getting a TNT title match with Christian Cage this Sunday. I don't know if they'll put the belt on him, but I'm confident that they'll do something with him that keeps him strong, keeps him in a good light, and that further progresses him. Other guys that they're doing really well with is Konosuke Takeshita and Powerhouse Hobbs and the whole Don Callis family. I think you've got to give Don Callis a lot of credit. He's a great mouthpiece. Probably the closest equivalent AEW have got to a Paul Heyman figure. He's a guy that really knows how to help get a young guy over. And I think Powerhouse Hobbs in particular, I'm really glad that they are trying to do something with him, get him pushed towards a main event level status, because he is a guy that you want in the main event, seeing a big beefy guy that can really catch the eye and do stuff with. And Konosuke Takeshita, what a great in-ring talent he is, and he's about to have a brilliant match with Will Ospreay on Sunday. And I've just mentioned him, Will Ospreay, AEW just signed him. Just brilliant. Probably arguably the best in-ring performer in the world currently. And just so many good stuff, so many great matches and great feuds are going to take place now that he's on board. On top of that, we're 99% sure Mercedes Moné's on the way. They've got that big business show coming up in Boston. That's our hometown. It's pretty much likely that she's going to be making her debut at that show, and that's bound to give the women's division the big shot in the arm that's long needed. After losing Jade Cargill, I remember thinking to myself, that's a big void that AEW needs to fill there. I think they've got to get Mercedes Moné on board, throw as much money at her as they can, and that's seemingly exactly what they're doing. I'm very excited when she comes on board. I'm hoping that will soon lead to the return of Britt Baker, and we get that big money feud with those two throughout the summer. On top of that, we're also likely to see Okada jump on board soon. He just had his last match recently in New Japan. It's not been formally announced that he's going to AEW, but the likes of Meltzer and Sean Ross, they're all pretty positive that it's going to be with AEW, given all the connections he's got there with the likes, we've been close friends with the Elite and other guys in the company.